Hey guys, this is going to be my December wrap-up video where I go through the books that I read in December and tell you really quickly what I thought of them, and then also my January TBR video where I go over the books that I'm going to read in January. So I only managed to read 3 books in December, which isn't very good, but it's also better than I thought I was going to do because I thought I was going to read 2 at the absolute most. So, and you'll see the reason, or at least part of the reason why there's only 3 books in a minute. The first book that I finished this month is Unsoiled by Lilia. I'm not entirely sure how to say her name, but this is the second book in the Smothered Rose trilogy. I've reviewed the first book, and I think I reviewed it on my blog. Almost positive I reviewed it on my blog, I could be wrong. So I got this one for review as well, and the first book was a Beauty and the Beast adaptation, but it had other fairy tales thrown in as well, and this one gets like a bit heavier with the other fairy tales in, like there's far less Beauty and the Beast because that was all kind of solved last book, and then this book brings in a bunch more fairy tales, and I've finished it, but I haven't reviewed it yet. I haven't reviewed any of these books yet because I'm so behind on reviews, but I'm going to soon, probably on my blog. And then I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I don't think I've said that. So I really liked it, and I thought that it was a really good continuation of the series, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens next. Next book that I just finished like a week ago or so. These next 2 books I was reading for most of the month, but this is Poison Tree by Casey Vanderkar. This is another one. This is the second in a series, and I read the first one back over the summer because I got it for review, and I think I reviewed that on my blog as well, but I don't think it was a video. I'm pretty sure it was on my blog. But I got the second book for review, and this is about fairies, and I originally reviewed the first one because I've been wanting to read more fairy books, and so when the author asked me to review this one as well, I was really excited because I loved the first one, and I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I really, really love it. Of all of the series that I'm reading right now, this is one of the ones that I want to read the rest of the most, and I think on my end of the year reading survey, which I did on my blog, I think I chose this book as the best sequel of 2014 for me. I loved it. And then we have the last book that I read in December, and this is the biggest reason why I only read 3 books this month. It's No Higher Honor by Condoleezza Rice. I talked about this in my TBR and how I expected it to take me most of the month, and it did. It's huge, and it took me weeks to read. I started this only a few days into December, and I just finished it 2 days ago, I think, and I'm filming this on the last day of December. So it was really good. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was really interesting. I still have to review this, of course, so I won't go into too much detail, but I really, I'm pretty sure I find the job of Secretary of State the most fascinating job in government, probably because I'm more interested in international stuff than other areas of government, but I thought it was really, really interesting. Now I'm going to go into 5 books that I'm going to try and read in January. Thing is, I start back at school this month, and I don't know for sure what my workload is going to be like, so I'm not for sure how many books I'm going to actually be able to read. Of these 5 books, 2 of them I'm already reading. I've started them both 2 days ago, I think, when I finished No Higher Honor. And then of the other 3, 2 of them are extremely short and not even technically books. So yeah, I want to start off the year good reading challenge wise, because I made my reading challenge. I was 60 last year. I forgot to mention this in my wrap up section just a second ago, but I made my goal 60 books this year, and I read 79, and I think I'm going to make my goal 70 for this year. But anyway, the first book that I'm already reading is Genesis by, I'm not going to be able to pronounce either. There are 2 authors, and I'm not going to be able to pronounce one of their names, so I'm just not going to try right now because it's really long and I don't want to sound it out. But I probably should have tried that before filming, but I don't know how to say that. But it's a book that I got for review. I've only read the prologue, so when I say that I'm already reading it, I'm just barely into it. I've only read the prologue. I'm intrigued, but I don't have any idea how I feel about it yet. The second book that I've started that I'm much further into, I think I'm nearly 50% done with this book, is Catholicism, A Journey to the Heart of the Faith by Robert Barron, which I have the dust jacket off of because I'm reading. And I've had this book for years. This is another one that I've just haven't read yet. I'm about halfway through or so, maybe actually I think I'm more than halfway through. I should get this done really soon. I was hoping I was going to finish it by the end of the year so I could have 80 books read this year, but it's not going to happen tonight. So yeah, I'm reading that right now, and this month is apparently going to become the book or the month of reading Catholic books because I have so many sitting on my TBR shelf, and for some reason they all ended up in like the same section, so they're the ones that I pulled off. And these two are such small booklets. This one I'll probably be able to find on Goodreads. This might exist as an actual book, but I'm not sure. This one probably definitely won't. These two books I've had since I graduated high school, because when we graduated we had a graduation mass, and our priest at the time gave us a present that was books that were supposed to help us like adjust to college and stuff that are all like focused on Catholicism, obviously. And one of those is like an actual like thicker book, and I've read that one already, but haven't read either of these. So I have Absolute Relativism, The New Dictatorship and What to Do About It, and by Chris Stefanik, I think is how you say that, and then How to Stay Catholic in College by Christopher Kakzor. It's probably like really late in the time to be reading these, especially this one, but I have them and I have this obsessive need to read everything that I own, no matter what it is, so I'm going to read them. And then this next one is also completely ridiculous and not at all light reading, but I have the Catechism of the Catholic Church, which again I've had for years and haven't read, and I realize that the catechism is not created to be read from cover to cover, but I tried to read the dictionary when I was a kid, so of course I'm going to try. And this is so, like, this is probably gonna take me forever. If I get through all the rest of these, this will definitely take me the rest of January, I think. So, because the print could be smaller, but it's still quite small, and it's thick and thin pages, and this will take me a while, and I don't even know if I'm going to make it through it, but I'm going to try because I own it, and again I have an obsessive need to read everything that I own, so that's what I'm going to try and read this month. It's not as exciting as it could be, but I'm going to try and read as much as I can before school starts again, and then we'll see what happens when school starts. But I think that's all for now, so I will see you guys later.